Hello and welcome back to the Workbench. This is where we discuss ceiling fan history, trivia, and technical information. Today, we're going to talk about Concord. If you watched our last video, then you saw that there were some similarities and some parallels between Concord and Murray Feist that I talked about during the Murray Feist video, but there was no actual connection between Concord and Murray Feist besides using some of the same suppliers. So, I thought I would take that opportunity to learn more about Concord. So, let's learn. Concord was founded in 1983. They were incorporated in California as Great 2000 Enterprises, doing business as Concord Fans and Lighting. Their founder was Stuart Huang. In 1984, their fans first hit the market, and they all look like Tatung fans. Now, Tatung was a relabel, you guys probably know that, but their fans usually have some definitive characteristics. They're usually vented spinners or GE vent fans with a real kind of flowery canopy. And that's what the first Concord fans looked like. They were spinners and GE vent fans with that kind of canopy in 1984. Then, in 1985, they introduced a 5-blade footprint vent fan with cane blades. In 1986, they are selling footprint vent fans and GE vent fans alongside each other. In 1987, they introduced the Concord Phantom, which was their line of hugger fans with footprint vents. They also have designer color options, and they also introduced the Concord Sierra Oak fans. In 1988, West Wind fans are relabeled Concords using the same model names. So you guys have heard of West Wind. It's a company that's turned up relabeling a few different things. They've relabeled, I think, Sierra. They've relabeled definitely Supreme. In 1988, they are relabeling Concord fans, but they're using the Concord model names. And they're also offering Concord bottom mount spinners. In 1989 is when the first Concord fans with builder vents show up. Let's skip ahead because the next change that we find is in 1995. Modern styles show up in ads, including the Endeavor, which is a stealth copy, and the 6-blade Empress, which I've always kind of wanted one. There was one at the Madison Restore. I didn't buy it. I don't know why. It was in the finish that I wanted to, which is green marble. I've always wanted one of those. They had some cool designs in the 90s. But in 1995, they underwent a rebranding. Up until 1995, they were mostly kind of home centery, buildery, huggers, footprint vents, cane. They were, and most of their fans were sold in Ace hardware. Up until 1995, when they became a showroom company and they started rebranding with more showroom models and less Ace hardware. In 1997, they're advertising their Victorian copy. Skip ahead, 2003, Great 2000 files for bankruptcy. And they are later bought out by Luminance. I don't have an exact year for the Luminance buyout. It was obviously after 2003, but it was in the early 2000s. And then in 2019, Luminance buys Emerson. And in 2022, Luminance goes bankrupt, and we lose both the Concord fan line and the Emerson fan line, which is very, very sad. Many of us are very, very sad about that. That just happened not too long before this video. I don't even think I even realized that Concord was still in business under Luminance until I learned of that, which is another thing that prompted this video. So I did know that they were sold at Ace Hardwares when I was a kid, and so I was kind of interested to learn when they pivoted from the hardware stores to the showrooms. That was 95. We learned a couple other cool things. This has been a pretty brief video, but that's what there is to know about Concord. As always, if I learn more, I will do an update. If you learned something and if you want to learn more, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to learn by listening without looking at my face, you can subscribe in podcast form anywhere podcasts are sold. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, anybody's podcast from the Workbench is there. And we're able to do amazing things like that because we have an amazing sponsor, and that sponsor is FanStick. Please buy FanStick.